All right, greetings. I appreciate y'all joining us today. Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Travel Talks. We're going to have a quick conversation this afternoon about travel, right? Travel centered around the urban intellectuals, Sankofa experiences, and giving you an opportunity to ask any particular questions that you have for those individuals here on Zoom with me today. So I appreciate y'all. I'm going to bring Oh, of course. You can always drop your questions in the comments, and you could please let me know where you're watching from. I'm in the south suburbs of Chicago, Illinois today, coming to you live, right? Tuesday, April the 23rd. So we're gonna stream the replay of this into the travel group later, but right now we're just live here on Zoom. But I want to bring up my screen and go into our conversation for today. There we go. So, all right. So, officially, welcome everybody to Travel Talks. I'm going to have some conversation, but it's brought to you by our Sankofa Experiences and it's powered by us here at Urban Intellectuals. Intro, no. One day I'm going to learn how to use Google Slides appropriately. Welcome to Travel Talks, where we embark on a journey of discovery with Sankofa Experiences, powered by Urban Intellectuals. I'm your host, Freddie Taylor, the CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals, here to guide you through our African diaspora's rich history and culture. Sankofa Experiences is more than just travel, it's a movement. We dive deep into our roots across Africa and the diaspora, turning every journey into a powerful connection with our ancestors. Our mission? To make the exploration of Black history accessible, inspiring, and informative. Join us as we share insights from our travels, celebrate our history, and foster a deeper understanding of our collective identity. With Sankofa Experiences, every destination is a step closer to home. Let's explore together. Welcome to Travel Talks. Right, so welcome to Travel Talks. I never can go to this next one appropriately. Yeah, so I want to give you a little update on kind of what's happening in and around the company. I'll go into another formal introduction of who exactly is talking to you, but these are the hot things that are going on this week or soon around the company, right? So this is what's happening tonight. If you're available tonight, you're interested in traveling to South Africa, we'll have an info session tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's April 23rd, 2024. So you can check that link. I believe Ashley can drop that down in the comments. So if you're interested again in going to South Africa and you want all of the details, please join us tonight on that conversation. In addition, on May the 2nd, we have another info session coming up specifically talking about going to Egypt. So if any of those are on your radar, you're definitely going to want to show up for that. And you can get all your questions answered. I can answer anything that you have here today. But if you want to see the full presentation, get all of the details, that's what's going on May the 2nd. And then our inaugural trip to Senegal. So Senegal was offered, and May 10th through the 17th of next month, we'll be there on our very first excursion to Senegal and the Gambia. So we're really excited about that. Can't wait for the trip to kick off. I'm going to start packing my clothes here probably early next week because I'm one of those travelers. Like, I get excited. I'm still going to wait to the last minute. I don't know how many of y'all are like me, kind of last minute. I try to get started early. Something always sidetracks me. But I'm going to get there and I'm going to have an amazing experience. And we're going to definitely bring you more of that information as well. All right, so that was my image for Senegal and the Gambia. I can't wait to see this particular monument there in West Africa. Hey, last week, how many of you were with us last week? Anyone show up to Travel Talks last week, or did you catch any of that information? If not, I'm just going to give you a quick recap kind of what we talked about here. We talked about, the theme was like where to start. We noticed a lot of our travelers are either first-time international travelers or first time to the continent of Africa. And of course, we've been filled with misinformation about the continent. So we have a lot of anxiety around that and just don't really know where to start. You know, if I want to, where should I connect first? Do I start in South Africa? Do I start in Kenya? Do I start in Morocco? Do I start in Ghana? Like what's that type of conversation? So really, choose your experience. Just kind of comes down to what's resonating with you. What have you always wanted to do? We often hear people say, "I just for once in my lifetime, I wanted to touch down on the continent. I wanted to put my feet on the soil and have that experience." So it's like a bucket list item. But like, what part of the continent is resonating with you? Right? We meet people who say, as a child, I remember studying the Egyptian or the Kemetic Empire and always wanted to see the Great Pyramids. I always wanted to cruise down the Nile, right? All of this, which is part of the Egypt experience. So if that's resonating with you, then like let's go for it. If South Africa is calling you, you want some higher end luxuries that are available on the continent. If you're a wine connoisseur, if you're just into the history of people in that region, that'd be the trip for you. Or if West Africa is calling you, a lot of people start with Ghana with the experience. So what is really calling you is kind of where I think you should guide yourself. So where to travel first? Obviously, find a travel group. Y'all are here with us. I think the Sankofa Experiences by Urban Intellectuals will take good care of you. Of course, I'm biased, but we deliver, right? Then really remember your why and knowing and reconnecting with why you're having this experience. I got a little conversation about that in a moment, but let me give you our official intro to the Sankofa Experiences, the organization, and what we're doing. Greetings, I'm Freddie Taylor, CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals, and we are behind the Sankofa Experiences. This is where Black history travel made easy is not just our mantra, it's a promise. Our mission? To reconnect you with your roots, your culture, and the history of the African diaspora. Now spanning across 10 African nations and the vibrant cultures of Colombia and Brazil, the Sankofa Experiences is expanding. We've crafted curated group travel experiences that do more than just visit. They immerse, they educate, they transform. From the historic forts of Ghana to the bustling markets of Nigeria, the serene beaches of the Gambia to the rugged mountains of Morocco, and beyond even South Africa and South America, each destination holds a special place and part of our story. Embarking on these Sankofa journeys means more than just exploring more landscapes. It means walking in the footsteps of the ancestors, embracing the diversity of our heritage and seeing the world through a lens of understanding and appreciation. It's a group experience where every traveler is a thread in the fabric of the shared narrative, making the journey safe, engaging, and unforgettable. So are you ready to embark on this adventure? To explore, to learn, to celebrate the legacy that connects us all? Join us in the Sankofa Experiences, proudly powered by Urban Intellectuals. The only thing missing is you. Yes, so we definitely want to invite you to join us on those experiences. But I've learned recently, right? I recognize recently, I tend to just start into all of the things that we're doing and that we're offering. And turns out not everyone is like inside of my head, so you don't exactly know everything that we offer, why things were put together. So that's why I tried to create these little short pieces that kind of explain everything that we're doing, right? So this is Urban Intellectuals, Black History Made Easy is our mantra, right? It's not our mantra, it's our promise, but that extends to our travel venture that we call the Sankofa Experiences. That's what Black History Travel Made Easy. So if you're going to go around the world and the continent in search of Black history, search of reconnection and culture and new experiences, we want you to know that we have an aspect of our business that does that. And we're looking forward to hosting you on one of these experiences. Okay, let me keep going. We will have an open Q&A. So if you have any particular questions, you can drop them down in the comments, or you can raise your Zoom hand once I jump into Q&A, and then we'll make sure that we answer anything that you need. All right, got a little bit more. Oh, I didn't know it was going there. Oops. There we go. All right, so join us on the Sankofa Experience because you get to travel with Black folks. We experience the motherland from an African-centered focus. Travel in safety with experienced, trusted operators and guides. Connect with your history. See what the world has to offer outside the United States. Experience a culture like nothing you've ever seen before, but also feel like you've just come home. and find a new travel family, right? And previous guests have created bonds of a lifetime through these experiences. But I want to give you a quick word from someone else, right? This is Miss Ann, and listen to what she has to say about her experience there in Egypt with our organization.
All right. So, what is it like? What are some of the things that your family and friends said when you were talking about traveling to Africa?
Some people were saying they were afraid to travel to Africa, and why did I want to do that? I was like, why wouldn't you want to do that? This is the motherland. This is where we came from. We didn't come to the U.S. voluntarily. We need to see what's our real home. And I think people were worried too because of my age and that they felt I was traveling alone, that I wasn't going to Africa with a family member or a spouse or a friend. But the urban intellectual group that we're with, they have become my family and friends. They have helped me every step of the way. I have a cane. They made sure that I was on level ground. They made sure that I didn't stumble. They made sure if I got tired, I had a place to sit. They watched out for me. If I was slower than everybody else, they still waited. They took care of me. These people have become my friends and family here in Africa. And for many of us, we are going to be neighbors and friends, I found out, back in the U.S. in a couple of years. I'm really excited about that because I'm going to be close to many of them and where they live now. So it's been an opportunity to make new friends from all over the United States. There's some people here from Canada, from all over the world, and it's the experience of a lifetime. You would not regret it if you took this opportunity for yourself. It's an investment in you. It's not an investment, that you think of in terms of money. It's an investment in terms of knowledge and spirit and hope and love for what we are as a people.
Yes, that was Miss Ann giving her perspective on her experience there in Egypt.
Okay.
And I see the question in the comments, so I'll definitely make sure that I
What are
circle
some of
back
the
to
things
that.
that your family?
Um, but why the black experience and why is it important? Yeah, Clay. So I'd like to say I see your question. Actually, can you make sure that you write like we create a copy of that so when I come to Q&A, I make sure that I get his question answered. But why is the black experience important? This is a story that we often tell about Ayesha, right? So Ayesha, we met Ayesha traveling down the Nile in Egypt, right? So during that particular trip, there's a 3-day trip cruise down the Nile from Luxor, which is in the middle of the country, down to Aswan, which is in the southern part of Egypt. And it's a beautiful experience. But Aisha was on a different cruise ship. She was on a different experience, right? She came with non-melanated people. Let's just say that, right? So she had a similar experience in Egypt, but it wasn't grounded in her. She wasn't with people that have a similar experience that come from similar places like her. And she said she felt ostracized out of that particular group and really couldn't really connect with the history and the culture the same way like she knew she would if she would have went on this experience with urban intellectuals, our Sankofa experiences. She recognized the name of the company that she asked, she up on the top deck, right? There's a swimming pool, there's a bar, there's like seating areas, shaded area, and black folks outside having the time of our lives, right? Like we're laughing, we're joking, playing some music, we're talking about the experiences. And Aisha walks over from the edge and she was like, man, I really wish I would have traveled with y'all. And that's something that we take pride in, right? Because it is a black group. This is sensitive information, right? That we're learning and having ourselves centered in it is an important part of that experience. So I like to say, we like to remind people of the Ayesha story because of just that, right? To get an opportunity to connect with people that come from where you come from and your experience is centered. You never feel like an outsider because the people are around you. Understand, right? Like we're having a similar experience. I just couldn't imagine being in like West Africa in the dungeons in Ghana with somebody else, right? Like you already gonna feel a way about it. So to put yourself in that type of environment, I don't know. I couldn't imagine, right? But you want to, yeah, you want to feel included on the tour. So our tours are geared to provide cultural experiences for all. Our guests receive an authentic representation of their history, their people. That's the urban intellectuals way, right? That's one another particular reason you should probably travel with us, right? But are you interested in taking a trip with the Sankofa experiences, right? I saw the good brother Clay ask about Nigeria and his strong connections there. We're wondering, where are you interested in travel? You can drop it down in the comments. But here are all of the places that we are traveling to. We're going to Ghana, we go to Egypt, South Africa, Senegal, the Gambia, Kenya, Tanzania, and Zanzibar, Ethiopia, Morocco, Brazil, the Ivory Coast, and Nigeria. That's all done in the same trip. If you see two destinations named next to each other, that happens on the same trip, right? So we're going to Senegal and the Gambia next month. So we're literally going to do that on that particular trip. The Gambia is inside of Senegal. It's really interesting. So they call it a Senegambia experience. Okay, right. I was looking for my comments. There we go. Yeah, so these are the places that we are going. Or do you have any questions? So Clay, I can come to your question. I see you got two of them here. If somebody wants to raise their Zoom hand, you can definitely do that. And if you're interested in one of those experiences, just name it in the comments, and then Ashley can drop the link for that information. All right, so you can drop your comments below if you like to get your question answered, or you can raise your Zoom hand by clicking the three dots, clicking reactions. And then there is a raise hand option for you to use, right? All right, so Clay, let me get to your questions. And again, if anybody else has any questions, you can go ahead and drop them. Clay says he has a strong link to Nigeria, but the country is currently in hot issues going on. What are your safety measures? And what about Gabon? We're not going to Gabon just yet. That's not in our travel plans, but our safety precautions is to watch the news and the travel advisories ahead of time. We're not going to Nigeria until 2025. If I'm not mistaken, Ashley, that's March 2025. I believe. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember. Oh, I meant to pull up the our travel schedule. I gave you the names, but I wanted you to see the dates because I know that's always pretty important, right? Okay, September 29th through October 9th, 2025. So that's the first time we'll be going to Nigeria. So we're definitely watching all of the travel advisories that's going on in the area. We take heed to any of that, but generally in the areas of where the turmoil is happening, we're not going there, right? Nigeria is also a big country. So our tour is safely created, right? Safely crafted, but we're definitely paying attention to the news. We're definitely paying attention to the travel advisories, both by the US government and embassies and the Nigerian travel authorities as well, right? Okay, I want to bring up, I see a couple of more questions. I do want to bring up the schedule, right? So that you can see the dates, see it a little bit better, right? So when you come to our homepage, you go to sankofaexperiences.com. On the homepage, then you can just click travel calendar and it'll take you to this particular page, right? And here is where you can see all of the dates listed in chronological order, all the way into the end of 2025, and then the name, the destination that we're going, and then the opportunity to click book now to go get all of the details on the itinerary, you know, the images, the cost, and everything is in there, right? So if you're looking to travel to New Year's with us for Ghana, right? We're going to do a New Year's trip in Ghana that's going December 30th through January the 7th. You come there, click that, and then you would just have an opportunity to book or either ask to receive more information, right? And then this is our list for 2025. It's going to be a busy year, right? So we're going all over the continent, and we're opening up Brazil and Colombia trip as well. There are actually more Afro-Brazilians in Brazil than African Americans here in the United States, right? It's actually almost like 3 times as many. It's always pretty shocking to our people if you weren't aware of that fact. Okay, but let me get back to my questions. There we go. Okay, so Clay, let me know if you need some more clarity or follow up on that. As a fair skinned black man, I would be greatly insulted if I was considered white in Africa. Um, I'm laughing, Clay, just because like you got to kind of come and get the understanding of the culture and the community, right? Because like oftentimes you will hear Africans call African Americans white people or white, right? And it's not a reference to your skin color, it's a reference to your mind, how you see the world, right? Because most of us have been Europeanized, right? Like that's how we see the world through the perspective of the Europeans. That's what happens in the educational system, right? It gives you a perspective on the world, and it comes from there. I'm pretty sure somebody uses it as an insult. I'm sure of it. Some people use it as a point of curiosity and conversation. I guess it's just a matter of how you're going to want to take it, right? And I just speaking directly of skin color, like they call me light skin, right? So you said light, so like literally, like I'm light skinned, right? I know I'm not like a super chocolate brother or nothing like that, but I never considered myself light skinned. And then to be in West Africa, I was in Ghana, and like I was with these brothers, and we all put our arms out, and like I was like, yeah, I might be compared to y'all, I might be light skinned. I get it. Okay. Anyway, we had a good chuckle about it all, right? You got to come and, like I said, you got to engage and talk to the people, right? So that you can get beyond the insults and start getting to conversations on why. Why do you feel like that? Why did this happen? How did we get there? And I think we start to notice that we have more similarities than differences, and that's when things get interesting. All right. Do you have any student-focused tours, as most of your tours are during the school year? We can develop student focused tours. We have some tours over the summer, but the children that come on our trip, the parents take their kids out of school, right? Just because they think that the experience is important for them. They take their homework. They talk to the teachers. Stefan, who is the head of our Sankofa Nation, right? So we all have a Black History Club for children called the Sankofa Club, and the king, one of the former kings, he used the trip for school credit, right? So when he came back, he had a report, he did a presentation in front of the kids and exposed them to Egypt. And since then, they've come back and gone to Ghana with us. They're booked to come to Senegal, him and his mother and his sister. So people are making a decision that travel is education, and it is really important and enlightening, particularly to our young people. All right, let me speed up. I just peeked at my time. Okay, that was a student led. So we got some, and if you got a school or organization that want to create a trip, then get with Ashley. Ashley at sankofaexperiences.com. If you email her, she can help arrange an opportunity. What if somebody becomes ill? Great question, Clay. What we recommend is when you travel, you're gonna hear us constantly talking about cancel anytime travel insurance. Get your cancel anytime travel insurance with medical, right? With medical, because you might say, hey, I got good health coverage. It might not be accepted, right? So this is an investment. It's not cheap. It's affordable, but it's not $200, right? So this is an investment. So we want you to protect your investment with insurance, right? And talk about your biggest investment, yourself, right? So to be somewhere else, you want to have proper medical insurance while you're there, whether you need to get airlifted, whether you need to get treated at the hospital or at the local pharmacy, right? You don't want to have to worry about any of that. The medical systems are all up to par, the places that we are going. But again, it's a matter of what is it going to cost, right? Do you have the insurance? So we recommend that you get cancel anytime travel insurance with medical. Okay. Thanks for the link to the calendar. Summer trips are available. Spring. Okay, what if somebody becomes ill? Got that. Spring, summer. Yes, we have those. All right. I understand that Ghana is most welcoming to African Americans. Is that correct? Clay, can I just be honest with you? They all welcome me because you're coming to it's tourism, right? There none. It's not missed on any of them that you paid to fly over here and have an experience. So they know you got some bucks in your pocket, right? Like so, most people are you're going to be very accommodating. But I'd be lying to you if I just said, yeah, everybody just love us and they super welcoming, right? Tourism is an important part of the African economy, whether it's Egypt, Ghana, South Africa, or whatever. Like the number one industry in Egypt is tourism. Like so, they're like serious about creating safe spaces for you. So that not only that you feel safe, but you have a great experience and you come back, right? So there's that. But I everywhere I've been, I felt welcome. I haven't felt in danger. I didn't feel ostracized or anything, right? Most people are they're curious about you too, right? Like they're curious about you as well. So I think it opens a good opportunity for engagement as long as we're open minded, right? All right. Any other questions that you might have for me? Any thoughts? Any concerns? All right, going once, going twice. All right, I'm gonna just share another quick video with you. This was, here we go. A good conversation about traveling and why is it important. Good people, hey, how you doing? Check it out. I got a pretty good conversation for you today. Why do you feel travel is important? Why is travel important for you, right? So we had some conversations on our Facebook page with the community, and these are some of your responses that you said on why you felt travel was important. Travel is necessary for a lot of reasons, ranging from being introduced to significance of the diversity as well as the beauty of other cultures, right? So I definitely agree with that. Salim said, for me, travel is important because I'm a lifelong learner and explorer driven by intellectual curiosity. I love that. Bo says, it shakes up your routine like nothing else can. Definitely, right? Demetrius says, it's good for your mind, your body, and your spirit. I definitely agree with that as well. I'm wondering, what are your thoughts? Let's see your thoughts down below. Make sure you chime in to the conversation. Tiffany says, because it's different. It's a different world than where you come from. I love it. Possibly to have more opportunities. Yeah. Hey, but here's one that I really wanted to get to. James dropped a Mark Twain quote that I thought was very poignant, right? Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. And many of our people need it solely on these accounts. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all one's lifetime, right? Definitely a powerful quote. And then where's the sister at? I wanted to talk about Tia. Tia said, I live in America. We work to pay bills. I had a different mentality, and that was that I would take 3 trips a year minimum to reset. Life is short. Why would I spend it working, paying bills? I need a reason to motivate myself and get up every morning and to know that I had something coming up every couple of months that was motivating enough to not press the snooze or call in. I save all my PTO for vacations, right? So there's many more comments. You can check out the Facebook post and you can get more of the details. But why is travel important to you? Let's hear you in this conversation. Go ahead and chime in. Looking for your thoughts below. Peace. Yeah, always a good conversation. Yeah, always a good conversation on
Good people, hey, how you doing? Check
why
it
is
out.
travel important. Many people we all have our own uh, predispositions on why we think it's important or why we think it's critical. But I think travel helps the scales fall from your eyes because you start to find out that, man, these people ain't very different than who we are. And reconnecting is really important. And it just opens up a whole continent, right? Like what a place. Good question, Lane. Clay, you got all the good questions, man. We got to make sure that we writing all this down. Yeah, but nah, there's no language barriers. Senegal is going to be interesting, but I know again the tourism is very important. So most people are going to speak English, but in Senegal, French is the language of choice. Language of the conquerors, right? Language of the colonizers, right? And that's why French is the first language there in Senegal, um, but English is the first language in Ghana, right? Everybody speaks English in Egypt, in all of these places, right? Because again, tourism is mission critical. Again, this is going to be my first time in Senegal, right? So when I get back, we're going to have that conversation and experience. But all of my experiences on the continent lead to, yeah, they're going to speak English. It's interesting because that's another good, interesting point because most people you meet gonna speak multiple languages, right? They're gonna speak their native tongue, right? They're gonna speak the language of the colonizer, and then they're probably gonna speak a couple of other languages and dialects as well. It's like more of a natural thing internationally. It's like here in the United States, I don't know. I won't get into my political discussions, but it's just I don't know if we're valuing the multiple language thing, but they tend to do that, particularly in Africa, right? So I don't anticipate any problems communicating, particularly with our guides on the ground. We already got guides in a team that's going to be around you no matter which country you decide to come to us with. They all speak English. They can translate anything that needs to be done if you're shopping in a mart or you need somebody to assist you. You're just unsure on the conversion rate. We're there to assist you with all of these things. Would you eat food from a street vendor? I might, just because I'm a little more comfortable now. But when I first got there, no. Like I'm going back to the hotel every time, right? Like every time. So I definitely think you want to go and get comfortable first, right? So the places that we'll eat, we'll be taking you to designated restaurants. You'll be eating in our hotels and our dining facilities. Like everything is laid out for you there, right? So you don't have to worry about that. If you're adventurous, you could go for it. I just hope you got to know that the enzymes in our bodies it ain't the same. We ain't been exposed to the same things. That's why we talk about not drinking the water, right? Bottled water. If we're at the hotel and they filter their water, we'll let you know that it's okay to drink there. Otherwise, I always advise people don't use no ice anywhere either, because that's the water, right? So 9 times out of 10, you're gonna use bottled water, and just better safe sometimes than sorry. But we'll be advising you along the way. The cool thing about traveling with us is we're there with you, and there are people from the area on the ground right there with you that are part of the process, that are part of the guides to make sure you have a safe and educational adventure, right? All right. If you don't have any more questions, the last little video I'll share is something that makes me smile, right? And it makes me smile because this was our inaugural trip in Egypt in October of 2022. And we had 40 people come out on this adventure. It was a beautiful thing, and just one I want to share this moment with y'all. Changing the world one child at a time, one mind at a time. We love to start with yours. This is the latest way that we're doing that with our Black History Travel Experiences, the Urban Intellectual Travel Movement. And just to think that all of this started from a deck of flashcards, right? How many of you have the flashcards? Anybody got them? I just want to testify to how great this brother's flashcards are. We do them with our sons every morning on the way into school. And for those of you who haven't had an opportunity to pick up the flashcards, you'll learn something every day. Yeah, breathtaking. That is definitely the way that I describe it. The pyramids are something else. I'm telling you, is it's like nothing you've ever experienced before in your life. And then something that, I want everybody to have that experience, but it's amazing. I was there with my dad. He's 94 now. He's 93 in that particular video, having that experience for the first time, seeing the Great Pyramids, and it was a beautiful trip, right? Yeah, um, it was amazing. It was definitely amazing. It's something again that everybody that's been on the trip with us has been touched by. But check this out. I've said I'm gonna get out of here, but this will be my last one. Let me share this experience. Here is this is Ghana. This is West Africa. This is Accra. This is our welcome dinner, walking out and going out and having this experience. So you saw a little bit in Egypt. Now check out a little bit of West Africa. Thank you. Hello, hello. Thank you. Oh, well, I like this. Let's go, view. What?
By the time I actually get to
This jungle is something mean.
the emails were the emails
Urban Intellectuals Travel Experience. We are here in Ghana. Don't let these folks tell you that Africa ain't where it's at, man. What?
I know you want to see the view, don't you?
You in Africa?
I just don't find
Is this what Ghana look like?
it is.
Don't show me this. I ain't ever coming back.
Fam, days are numbered.
Dear United States, I ain't ever coming home. I ain't ever coming home. You can forget about it.
What the what?
What? Shut up. I'm a ham. I like to enjoy myself, but that view was something special. I didn't see it coming. I didn't think about it, right? Like now that we did go to the top floor, but wow, it was an amazing experience there in West Africa. But all of them are similar, right? Like because no one is showing you these things in the continent, right? Yeah, we're not the media's portrayal isn't the truth, right? And it's just one thing to go see it yourself. That was a beautiful view. That was amazing food there, great people. We had a beautiful experience there. That was Black History Month in the motherland there on the continent. But all right, y'all hung out with me this afternoon. I appreciate y'all. Again, if you have any questions, you can email Ashley at sankofaexperiences.com, Ashley at sankofaexperiences.com. Where can I see this recording? We're going to post it in our Facebook group. And then maybe we can email it out as well. We need to put it on the site somewhere, Ashley. We got to work this out. So these travel talks are something new that we're starting right now for every Tuesday. So I got to get I got to get where we're going to store them at for the best place to get that information. Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, thank you for all of that. So, but y'all spent the afternoon with me. I want to give you something special. So if you sign up for any of our trips by, is it 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Ash? I believe 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to give you a free spa experience there, no matter which trip you're on. Yes, even if you're in Egypt and you're cruising down the Nile, they have a spa experience there on the boat. I had it. It was spectacular. That's something I don't know. That's something that I typically don't do. But having that experience has really opened me up. I can't wait to get to Senegal now because, of course, I want to do it again, right? But it's just 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you sign up for any of those trips between today, right? So we're going to give you that experience on the house. So that's an exclusive offer for our Travel Talks community. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with us this afternoon. If you have any questions, there you go. Ashley dropped the link to the calendar so you can check all the dates. You can watch through the information. You can wade through the itineraries. maybe reach out and get any final questions answered. But all you have to do is put down $199. That's by the way, I should have mentioned that. That's the deposit. And just $199 now locks in your spot. There are payment plans available. You don't have to make the lump sum payment. You can if you want to, but it's broken up leading up to your trip. The last payment is due 30 days before the trip commences, right? So we're going to Senegal, May the 10th. So April the 10th, that last payment would have been due, right? So hopefully you saw a trip or an idea or something that sparks your interest. If you need any more questions, you can email Ashley at sankofaexperiences.com down in the comments. She's our travel coordinator. She'll definitely follow up and follow through with you. But I'm looking forward to seeing you on one of our experiences. Hopefully I'll catch you tonight with our info session going to, where are we going? I forgot. South Africa, right? We're going to South Africa tonight. We're doing a deep dive on South Africa tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing a deep dive on Egypt, May the 2nd. And again, our Senegal trip kicks off early next month. We're going from the 10th through the 17th. So looking forward to that experience as well. So spa package just for y'all for hanging out with us here in Travel Talks, and a lot going on in and around the Urban Intellectuals community. We appreciate y'all being here. Can't wait to see you on one of these adventures. Black History Travel Made Easy. Thankful to the Sankofa experiences. Thank you, good people. I enjoyed our conversation today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and blessings.